Welcome everybody, we're just about to get started here. Get yourselves in the chat. We're gonna have an absolute ball around Monza. Oh, this is not Twitch. Yassine memes. We're doing good, Oscar. We're doing good. Hope everybody else is doing well as well. Big beams in here today. Welcome everybody, it is round 8 at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. Welcome, how are we doing? It's going to be a fun-filled adventure. Starting the mistakes out early so we don't make a mistake in the race. That's how we do it already on TV. Autodromo Nazionale Monza. It's currently 12:58 in the sim, with a track length of 5.75 kilometers at an altitude of 182 meters. Currently cloudy today with a slight eastern wind. Commentators today are myself and Craig, as always. The track temperature is 27 degrees Celsius or 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Seeing cars already setting times. This is one of them. Alex Salmon. Look at him going around. It's like he's made for this track. As always, I am joined by Craig King. Craig, how are we?
Oh, good evening, Rob. Pronto. Mbala, welcome to Monza. This is what I always like to call the Monza Mash. And it is a huge field tonight. Let's just quickly go down some numbers. 4 different cars. That's right. 3 series, 3 classes, 4 different cars. Everybody in LMP1 is driving an Audi tonight. 3.9k strength of field. Everybody in LMP2 is, of course, driving the Dallara. That is a 4.2k strength of field. And everybody bar one in the GTEs are driving a Chevy with little output car 36 in the classic throwback pig livery for the Porsche. It's the only Porsche out there, the only car that's not a Corvette. That's also a 4.2k strength of field. It's weird because we're a 3-class series and we've got 4 cars, but it's Monza. It's Monza.
It's a Monza. It's a pretty Monza. Look at it. It's like a pizzeria.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's plenty of
Just
trees
starting
around,
to see
actually.
some times, by the way. Because they are starting to do some times. They're actually finishing their times at the moment. Now, I was doing a little bit of digging earlier today. Just having a bit of fun with some bots. The fastest lap around here in an LMP1 this week, Nicholas Hedberg, with a 1:28.859. This is not a qualifying, this is a race time. Hedberg, a 1:28.859 in the LMP2s. And Derek Andre with a 1:34.412. And then Jeff Palmer with the fastest time in a race, in a GTE, with a 1:43.034. We do not see any of those today. But we do see some really good times. Centones is pole currently for 1:27.300. All the usual has come out for the LMP1s. Of course, the OCM boys looking to, well, just annoy the RLR Brucey Esports guys. And again, in the Dallara, we have a returning name.
You mean the high-vis jackets?
Nope. In the LMP2s, we have a returning aim. Daniel Kraft, welcome!
Daniel Kraft, the boy himself. He's returned. He's come back from trial and tribulation. And he has come back to grace us with his presence. Welcome back to you, good sir. Hopefully you have fun in the Dallara P217. And hopefully you guys have fun with our commentary as we tick down to a minute. We're just seeing the last of the cars making their way around. Lewis Woods, Erwin Woodstra, Sven Haas have yet to set a lap time, and Lewis Woods will be in 7th. Erwin Woodstra has yet to set a lap time himself, so let's see what he can do.
Yeah, let's have a quick look to see Lewis. Where is Lewis? Okay.
Lewis has set a time. He set a time. Yeah, he pulled into the. He set
a time. Sorry, Sven Haas though. He's coming around the start finish line. He's going to be setting one time and one time only, and it's a 1:34.074. We'll put in P2, but still a 10th behind Daniel Kraft, and I think that's everybody. Daniel Cruz just coming around to set his final lap. He's got 35 seconds remaining. He's currently P4 in the GTEs with a line of 1:43.30. It is enough to put him up by just under 300ths ahead of Oliver Dean into 3rd. I got to talk about Yannick though. Like Yannick Lapchin, almost half a second faster than everybody with 1:42.673. But let's go over that. Go over the results. I think, Rob. I think everybody set their times now.
I think they have. So let's go over the qualifying times. Centones, a returnee in a wrong car. He's usually in the 919, but he has chosen the R18. It's an R18 lockout, as he said. No other cars are in LMP1. Well, I mean, there's only 2, but you get what I mean. Ishmael Yakubu up there in 2nd place, followed by Connor Pearson, Will Lyon, Alex Salmon, Sam Blackwood, Lewis Woods, Josh Mills. So it's 6, 7, 8 for OCM. Oh, 6, 7, 8, and 9 for OCM. Apologies. And then Erwin Woodstra in 10th position. Hopefully he can make up some spots in the race. Daniel Kraft coming back once again and making his mark felt. A 1:33.973 sealed his place in pole position, with Sven Haas not too far behind. Gwindy of a 1:34.138 fame is in 3rd position. Sticks with a 1:34.283. Grove with a 1:34.464 is in 5th. Wienberg in 6th position, Soto 7th, Marco Steck in 8th position, Hemmingson in 9th, Kovarkik in 10th, Salvesen in 11th, 12th is Gramain, in 13th is Smirnov, Nagoyan in 14th, 15th is Gadzinsk, Ioti in 16th, and 17th is Daniel Lenev, and finally Hall in 18th position. So it's a quite packed LMP2 field, and then leading the sea of Corvettes is Lapchin with a 1:42.674, and then Berger, Cruz, Oliver Dean in 4th position, Ir Brubble, then down into Presenioslo in 7th, Alper in 8th, Pariah in 9th, Osthoff in 10th, and then finally Andy Purz setting the last final lap.
This has to be a first. Everybody set a lap time. I mean, let's just not also mention, we've got to mention it, 18 LMP2s. This is one of the biggest LMP2 fields seen on an iRacing official broadcast. As we see, Centones is just pulling away. He has his car's finally loaded from here. I think he was white there for a moment. But no, his car's finally loaded. The Abruzzi Esports guys all going around. The OCMs just dominating. All you see is white cars, black lines and stripes on them. And that's the OCM boys. They're coming down the backstretch though. I mean, predictions, well, there's no real predictions when it comes to the Audis. It's going to be a pretty good fight. Expect Jacobo to be aggressive early on. Jacobo can just avoid traffic as well. He might have a good chance. Keep an eye on Will Lyon, as per usual. Alex Salmon as well to make a charge up the field. LMP2 field, all to play for, as is the GTEs. Lapchin was really fast, but they come to the Parabolica. This is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need, and Rob will take you away while I keep an eye everywhere else, because he needs to focus on this lovely battle at the front.
So, as we come around the Parabolica corner, we'll see Alessio Centones, the number 17 car, leading them away. He'll have Ishmael Jacobi to his left-hand side, and Ishmael is no slouch. He will gun it as soon as he sees that Alessio has gunned it in his green flag racing. An hour of Monza is underway, and that is Alessio Centones going absolutely wild, peeking ahead of everybody else. He caught everybody else sleeping. Ishmael Jacobi having to defend early from Will Lyon as he comes around the first corner into the first chicane. The cars are coming through just nice and handy. That's Connor Pearson coming up into fourth position ahead of Alex Salmon, who is not able to get through, just getting stuck at the chicane. Now, as they battle,
oh, we got a spinner in the LMP2. Sorry, the spinner in the LMP2. We got two LMP2s. That's Smirnov and Liniev. Smirnov and Liniev have spun. Meanwhile, in the GTEs, I was just keeping an eye there. Berger has gone all the way down the field. Started P2. GTEs are just slowly going through. They've all made it straight through. But Berger started P2 in the GTEs. Has gone all the way down. He had an accident literally at the start of the race coming into the Parabolica. Oliver Dean takes P2 for the GTEs with Lapchin still there. They've got Smirnov just trying to get by as well. He's going to just go by Rubble, 2x2 there. Everything's fine. How about up to the field, by the way? Let's keep an eye on everything as well for the LMP2s. They're all snaking. They were going crazy. Sven Haas is currently down the field with a slowdown. Will Lyon's got damage. What's happened to Will Lyon?
Will Lyon, what's happened to him? He's got massive amounts of damage. Let's have a look. He's fighting side by side. Oh, he just got kicked out. Oh. Will Lyon, he was in fourth. He started fourth, and now he is stone dead last in LMP1. He just a bit too close racing there, I think. He just got kicked out, and he let the LMP2s by him when he tried to, at least. And he's got massive amounts of damage.
I was going to say, a few couple words from LMP2 drivers, not sure what's going on there. Sven Haas, by the way, lost about 5 places. Has managed to recover to P3, so a good little recovery drive for him. Little battles elsewhere. The LMP1s have just spread around. Centones is a mile away from everybody.
That is Marcus Deck getting a bit of a touch from the rear end from Eric Grove coming into the first chicane. He wasn't prepared, and Marcus Deck making up some positions. He started this race all the way down in overall 18th, so he started in 9th position for the LMP2s, and now he is up into 4th position. He was 5th when he crossed the line, so he's made up one more position past that, so he's doing very well for himself. The Abruzzi Esports RLR car for LMP2 represent. And then I have not talked about the GTEs for just under 3 minutes. Let's actually get a look at them and let's see how they have done. The field right now is looking as follows: Yannick, Dean, Cruz, Brobel, Ira, Presinols, the car number 32, Alper, Berger, Pers, Osthoff, and Pariah. Pariah having a few issues, I think. He's fallen all the way back down into 11th position. This man started second and he's now first, so he's doing well for himself, but he's having to navigate some LMP2s coming through after they've had some incidents. It's all to play for in LMP2, and LMP1 has already seen its first incident, and Will Lyon has parked the car. He will no longer contest this race. And it's now down to seeing how the rest of LMP1 does it. It's 10 started, 9 remain.
Sorry, I'm just watching this 3-car battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th in the LMP2s. That's Grove, Weinberg, and Soto, and Weinberg takes P6 away from Soto. Soto had no response, even behind Eric Grove with the slipstream, nowhere to go. But a slow exit for Weinberg has brought Soto back into it. They're going to be going side by side around the Curva Grande, and he will try and make this with Soto. They're still side by side, but Soto's got the long way around. Still side by side, a little bit nose forward there for Grove, but who gets the braking? It's going to be Soto. Now, can he hold this? Has he gone in too hard? No, he hasn't. Keeps it on, and he now needs to catch on to the back of Grove as Weinberg now has Hemmingsen right behind him, and he's in a battle with, wow, Slavenson is almost touching at the back of him. This at the back of the LMP2, well, the middle of the LMP2 field, sorry. This is usually the back, but with 18 cars, this is the mid-pack for the LMP2s. They are really bunched up at the moment. It does feel like a GTE race with everybody just going on pure speed. A lot of the cars, just as they go under the bridge, what I say, a lot of the cars will go to the left, don't want to hit the floor. There is a little bit of a bump there that I've noticed with the LMP2s this week and earlier in the season, a little bit of a bump there. Do hold on to it, but going for a Ascari. Look how much, that was Weinberg going on the grass, and that's Weinberg trying to make up against Soto, but it's just too far away. He'll have to just set himself up if he gets a good parabolica. See how much apex he takes. Look at it, almost he went in so hard. He on a little bit of a slide there, as did Soto, but he might be able to set himself up right now for an overtake. It depends where Soto's going to go. Soto, he's pulled out a bit too early. Weinberg's pulled out too early, but he does have speed. Look at it now, side by side they come up now. Watch for the 200, watch for the 150. He's going to be braking in just about 125. He brakes later than Soto. Weinberg will go into turn. They're going to go side by side. Soto's got no response, and Weinberg takes back that position. That last lap, he lost at the same place.
Soto losing positions, not what he wants to do. And behind them, there was a battle between Hemmingsen and Salveson. I think Salveson took that position away, but the kind of rating is looking to see if he can fight back as they come through the second chicane on towards Lesmo 1-2 and then towards Ascari. They need to be very careful about the sausages here. They take no prisoners, as we've seen many times in LP1. It's even more relevant for the LP2s. Now, GTEs. We haven't forgotten about ye. There is battles going on. There's a battle for second position between Daniel Cruz and Oliver Dean. Car number 5 versus the car number 10. They'll be going through the... Ooh, they take a lot of curb in these cars. I'm still so frightened when you see the car just not be level. These cars not be level, and you just go. You're used to prototype cars, and I spent a few months driving these GTEs, and you go from a prototype with an MP1 and you go into these GTEs. You've got the height, and you don't realize it. You think to yourself, "I don't want to go over, don't want to risk hitting the floor." No, just go with these things. It's amazing how much curb you can cut before getting slowdowns, and you really got to be aggressive, as Bruce was doing, just keeping it there. And even there, the sausages on the entrance of Ascari, just taking as much as he can. He is catching Dean, a really good section there for Ascari, gap at 0.4. Forget about Lapchin, he is way ahead. We've also got to look behind, because the LMP1s will be starting to capture these GTEs, and that will be the start of the chaos. But the gap now 0.2. Look at the line Cruz took in there, very into the apex, and a bit wider to try and kiss the apex from Oliver Dean. And he does get a little bit of a better run there through the corner, does Dean. But now on the slipstream, 0.3, 0.2. Across the line, it's 0.2. If Cruz wanted, he might have to make a dive. Will he go for the dive, or will he lift off and just wait and save fuel? I think it's going to be the latter. It is the latter. So, playing the safe game as Cruz. He knows that if he stays like this, he might be able to conserve fuel. Come in a lap later, or just fuel less because of it. So, that's one to watch. And of course, like I was saying, the LMP1s are finally hitting the traffic. St. Thomas is already through half the field, and Yakubu is pulling away from Pearson. Good battles in LMP2 still. Weinberg is looking to see if he can threaten cover. Oh, he actually got through. The car number 29 is up into 8th position, but he's got a bunch of LMP2s behind him looking to see
what's happened to Weinberg. Weinberg is with P6, and he looks like he's gone down, and he's almost making contact there with Kovacic. But he looks like he's gone down, probably a slowdown spin. I don't see much damage. It's hard to see damage on these LMP2s, but it's side by side with Kowalczyk there as they're coming up the line. And I think he's got some issues because look at the speed difference. Hello! James Hall decides he's just going to go right in the middle. He just decides, I'll take this. He becomes the meat of 3 wide and just takes it with no issue. And now 2 by 2 behind him is Kowalczyk and Weinberg, and Kowalczyk does it. And I do think Weinberg has got some damage because he is just getting swallowed up right now. Germain is about to overtake him. Just watch this, and he's trying to defend. And oh my god, that's a Jaguar livery LMP2 there from Victor. But he's going to try and take this around the outside of second chicane. He can't. But Weinberg's cooked it. Look at the exit there for Weinberg. He cooked it. And now Germain is having to defend against Gorinsky. So again, now this is again midfield. Don't blink, Victor. Don't blink. Midfield is just really bunched up at the moment. Really good racing at the in the LMP.
Oh, that's the car number 39 almost having an incident coming through. That is Fabio Iotti having an issue coming through Lesmo 2. He almost kicked into the wall. The back was ready to slide, and very well done to actually catch it. Again, not the only battles though. We do have to give LMP1s a look as they come through traffic. Who's going to win and who's going to lose the traffic game? That is the question in everybody's mind. Who's going to lose in terms of bookmarking? As we always say, bookmarking is when you put in another car that is not necessarily your class or such ever. It's going to be the class that allows you to stick it to the other person, to the car you're chasing or the car that is chasing you. And as you can see, the lines that Connor Pearson is taking is much tighter than Jacobu's line, but Jacobu is not losing any time as they come towards the Parabolica. They have a C. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 LMP1s that are OCM. Everybody else is not OCM, so this is the equivalent of in the speedrunning world where they had that one guy, what's his name? I think it was Dan. I think I remember it was Dan in Super Mario 64 when he just had the lockout. I think it is down to Alessio Centones, who's got a pace on him. He's usually not doing too well in the 919, but he switched to the R18, and look at him, he's 2.7 seconds ahead of everybody else. And you can just see Jacobu isn't doing the similar amount of times, but that early start that Alessio Centones has put him in good stead as they come through the second chicane on towards Lesmo 1. Connor is not letting up.
I just want to point out, Centones has set the fastest lap this week, by the way. We were saying the fastest lap in an LMP1 was a 128.859. Centones lap 2 a 128.582. And his first lap was a 28.101, but of course that does not count. So he is really on it, setting the fastest lap. No one's doing sub 29s at the moment. They're all doing 28. A fantastic drive by him. We do see these close battles right now. Pearson again. Look how much he hugs that inside apex through Ascari. Goes over the rumble strips. Goes over that little bit. They're almost clipping the grass. Totally fine. No boost battle here at the moment. Just pure speed. Puts his nose. Trying to force an issue in Jacobu. Look at the line Jacobu takes. He goes a little bit wider and does that kiss to the apex I was mentioning earlier in the GTEs. But he gets on the gas earlier and puts more boost down, and Pearson's got nothing for him. So maybe that line is just working for these prototypes at the moment. Be interesting to see what was Jacobu's time at 29.9 and a 30.0 for Connor Pearson. So really doing well. Any battles elsewhere with Josh Mills unable to catch up to Lewis Woods at the moment. So it's all to play for there. Sven Haas, by the way, had managed to get back his P2 in the LMP1s and catching on to Daniel Kraft. Elsewhere, James Hall still continues his charge. 10 places he's made up. He started at the back of the field in the LMP2s. He's now up to 8th position. He is currently battling Hemmingson, and I must keep an eye as well on this GTE battle for P2 because Daniel Cruz is starting again to catch on to Oliver Dean, who he's had a great start, has Dean, making up 2 places and just holding off in the battle here. A better exit through the third chicane is Dean, but just holding on to this battle against Cruz.
Just a note, by the way, Yannick Lapchin is doing faster laps than everybody else. On that last lap alone, everybody else is doing 144s, mid 144s. Yannick Lapchin, car number 2, did
his fastest lap is the second fastest lap this week, and he had the third fastest lap. So he's now got out the top 5 fastest laps this week. He has the 2nd and the 4th fastest lap around here. That is how dominant he's been right now. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I was about to say that his lap times right now are just obliterating the rest of the field, but there's still all to play for here. So people down the back, get pushing, because there's definitely places you can still make up, especially to the likes of Oliver Dean and Daniel Cruz. I think the battle between the two of them is actually keeping the both of them occupied, so they're not pushing Yannick Lapchin. Oliver Dean taking a very wide line onto the rumble strip. I think that is a strat for these GTEs. You need to carry as much speed down towards Parabolica as much as you can, and you can just hear the roar as they break to the little white line that strides the track across the way just before Parabolica. It's usually the braking zone for LMP1. As they come up, and let's see their lap times. The lap time for Oliver Dean.
Oh my god. It's identical.
Yeah, exactly identical.
100th in it. 100th in it. A 44.385 and a 44.395. They are matching each other. And, okay, Cruz does have slipstream. But Cruz isn't staying with him because of slipstream. He is matching him. And I noticed he's been almost copying those lines Deans are taking now around the Parabolica, the final corner. Just taking it. He's understanding as well with the dirty air how to take Ascari. Doing really well, and he just keeps catching. And Dean's thinking he's putting in these great laps. What do I have? What do I have to do? I cannot beat him. I cannot get through him. Not through him, sorry. I cannot pull away from him is what I'm saying. Cruz is just waiting for the right moment. And in fact, you could almost argue, as I was saying earlier, he's staying behind just to save time, because these two are faster than Brobble in 3rd position and the rest of the field. It all is all pretty quiet at the moment for the LMP, for the GTE, sorry.
LMP2s are definitely not quiet if you're about to say LMP2. Sven Haas and Pascal Stix are crossing the zone of pain, passing through GTE traffic as they try and keep up with Daniel Kraft, who was able to get away because the two of them were bookmarked behind a group of GTEs that were doing their bit to race. And you can just see the sole pork in this race. In 8th position, that's Luca Alper. Car number 36 doing his bit to keep up with Blazej, the car number 32 ahead of him. You just see him there in the bottom right hand corner of your screens. Sven Haas looking to see if he can continue his good luck of pushing for 1st position. He's the car number 1, so he is everything to demonstrate, and right now he's not keeping up with Daniel Kraft, car number 4. But Daniel Kraft is one quick man. He's got the guns, and he can do it. We do have an overtake in LMP1. Sam Blackwood is now up into 4th position after overtaking his teammate of Alex Salmon. So this is
I gotta say, I think everyone's hit now. Just as you say that, everyone has hit now. You said the pain zone. This is the pain zone for everybody, because the LMP1s are coming around the LMP2s as they are trying to get around the GTEs. We have hit the time, and Zentone to be the first one. He's got a couple LMP2s to get by, and then the GTE. And the LMP2s will meet that GTE first. In fact, there it is. There's Zentone, there's Hall, there's Hemmingson, and Andy Kurz is in front of them. As you see Blackwood making that move, I would just say, here they come. So Zentone, as I'm keeping watching this, just has to navigate his way around, and the lead was 3.6 before the start of this lap. Centone's taking it safe, has lost a second. Now Centone has to get by, and he's got hold up. Just got away with it. You just remember, Priority is the faster car, and Hemmingson going around a GTE did not hold up there, and Centone's had to not hit the boost button trying to go around, and now he's getting held up again from Pereira. But what is it doing for Jacobu? It's catching. Jacobu is almost up to them. I would say it's about 1.5 seconds right now is the gap. Cannot see for sure, but this is where everything changes. We're only 42 minutes into the race. Lap 12, coming up to lap 13. But now every car is in play on the track. No more group racing because you're just surviving, and Jacobu having to take a move there between Hall and Pereira. And look at the line here of the damage to the back of Connor Pearson. Sorry, the damage to the back of Connor Pearson. That
That is plenty of damage to the back. That rear wing is bent, and that rear end is crunched in. There's no other way of putting it. He's got a good bit of damage. Let's see if we can determine where that ended up on his car.
Looked a few laps ago. I cannot see, but he is doing times. He was faster than Yakubu. In fact, he's on the back of Yakubu, so a bit of a wobbly wing shouldn't affect him too much at the moment if he's behind slipstream. Gap between him and Yakubu is half a second, so he's been able to catch there. And there is Salvesen in front of him, just hitting the gravel. They're going a bit wide at Lesmo 1. With Salvesen going front, he will. Yakubu goes onto the grass. That's risky. And as he's gone onto the grass, he's lost some speed. Pearson's going to go side by side as they come under the bridge up to Ascari, and Pearson has to yield. Yakubu will have to. Yakubu's gone wide, and again Pearson has to hit the brakes. Almost bunt drafting Yakubu there because Yakubu went too hot as he tried to do a defensive line. Pearson's going to respond now. A little bit of boost, a little bit of speed. He needs to use as much boost as he can with that damage. He's going to have to do this overtake on pace and slipstream. Takes a wider line into the parabolica, and it's helped him. And not if he just cuts the grass a little bit there. Yakubu will put more boost on, and look at the boost. He stays boost and just goes for it. What will Pearson do to respond? I don't think he's got anything to respond. 31.9 for Yakubu, 31.3 for Pearson, and yeah, Pearson, because of that early boost from Yakubu's got no response. But here comes his teammate Marcus Deck in the LMP2s, right in front of him, with Oliver Dean and Daniel Cruz having a battle for P2 in the GTEs right in front of them. So let's have some battles on track 3 wide through the parabolica. There's accident. There is contact, and is that Deck onto the grass? I think it is.
Connor Pearson going onto the grass, riding along with for about 4 or 5 seconds. He definitely.
No, he's been taken out from Blackwood. Sorry, he's just been taken out from Blackwood going into Lesmo 1. Blackwood with what looks to be a late move to overtake, and it was. He started overtaking, he didn't leave enough room, and Deck was already closing the door. Why were you doing that move, Sam? Could have waited, I don't understand. And that is Deck out, I think. He has got damage.
So that's incident 1. He kept it going out of the wall on the gravel. Very well done. This is into the first chicane for Marcus Deck. He's not happy about that incident, but this is exactly what... Oh, there was incidents in the background as well. Oh!
Now, Stan Blackwood has got so much room on the inside. He's got so much room there. At the same time, he knows that Marcus has to turn in. Marcus is not giving him the space. And that's all on Sam. That nothing Marcus there did wrong. That's all on Sam. So much space he could have left. And I get he's racing, trying to catch up to Pearson. And he's caught up to Pearson. You know, he's 0.8 of a second, but that's taken Deck out. Where is Deck now?
Deck is down in 12th. Yeah.
Yeah. He should not be doing that move. I'm sorry, Sam. Just way too aggressive. Anyway.
We have a three-way battle again for 6th position. 6th, 7th, and 8th are doing battle. And this is in LMB2 and is being led by James T. Hall, who has started from 28th overall. That is essentially stone dead last. And he is now up into 6th position. What a drive from him to go from 18th to 6th. He's passed 66% of the field so far, and it's only coming up to halfway to this race. So looking good for him so far.
Look behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. That is Andrej, yeah, and Kovacic and Weinberg doing battle. Weinberg recovering from his earlier. We were speculating he might have damage, but I think he just had a bit of a psyche. You know, he was kind of just having a bit of a self-doubt. You know, just kind of thinking, will I push here? Can the car do this? He's caught right back up to the end of James Hall with traffic all around. That is Oliver Dean, I think, in the car number 5. It is Oliver Dean in the car number 5. He has got himself a bit of a gap to behind. But look at Yannick. Yannick was in the bottom of your screens in the bottom right-hand corner, and you could just see how he went away. And that is the car number 29. doing battle with the car number 38, and he's made the move. Eiko Weinberg is now back up into 6th position, so James Hall's charge to the top 5 has been temporarily postponed as the challenger appears in car number 29, Eiko Weinberg.
Good recovery drive here from Weinberg. Made up a few places. He started 6th overall in class, so he's now back to where he started. So a good recovery drive, but still having to hold off James Hall. But Hall at the moment, with Kovacic behind him, just needs to stay alive. He does have the slipstream, this Hall, but Kovacic's right on him. So it's going to be hard. I just want to see what lines they take here, because, like I said, you take the right under this bridge, you will hear a clanging sound of the car bottoming out. And that's what Kovacic's about to hear. Hall just got away with it. Now, why is that significant? Well, you get a small bit of repairs in the pits. You keep doing that. We're only talking like half a second. But that half a second could be big in a battle like this right now. Gap's 0.2 between Hall and Kovacic. He will not be able to make a move right now. And there's Lapchin in front of them. So they won't get held up from Lapchin as well, as long as they just stay on the inside of Lapchin. And they do. Kovacic is getting a little bit of slipstream before he then slides out and follows Hall. The gap is 0.3. What were their times like last lap? A 37 flat versus a 36.7. And Kovacic is going faster. Is he going to try and make a send hit? No. He realizes that he might be 1.1 behind. Just not far, and well, not close enough for him. So that's that. Alex Salmon's in the pits, by the way. He went into the pit to repair some damage. He's now at the back of the GTEs, so not too bad. That means he's got to lap the GTEs again. Everyone's lapped them twice. I would say that's probably about a minute of damage he just had to get fixed. He crosses the line. What is the gap? 52 seconds to the next car, which is Hugo Valentin, but a minute and 9 behind the leaders. So, yeah, took a bit of time to repair that damage, but I'm pretty sure that was the start of the pit window, so he should be fine for the rest of the race.
Now, Marcus Deck again having to do battle. He's passed Marcin Gazinski. He's now back up into 11th, but he has started 18th overall, so overall he's down 2 positions, so he's going to have to pull out all the stops to be able to get back up to speed as he flashes the car number 2 of Yannick Ilapchin as they come through Ascari 1, 2 and 3 on towards the Parabolica. They go. He'll have damage, so it'll hamper his efforts to try and catch back up. By the way, Andy Pers made a mistake. Just as an aside, he made a mistake. He's now back down, stone dead last in GTE class. But we do have a battle for 5th. Top 5 is up for grabs. It is between Axel Eira and Pedro Berger. The 2 of them
not Gerhard Berger, just Pedro Berger. If anyone remembers Gerhard from the 90s and the early 2000s in the F1, no relation, but just gonna get
Gerhard Berger.
Bit of a chrome livery there.
This is incredible. It's Axel Eira and Pedro Berger doing battle on the inside.
Now remember what happened last time you did that in the RSL World Series on Wednesday night. Now come on, you know what happened. Alex Salmon goes by them. Berger is trying to catch up, but not exactly an easy task when it's a Corvette versus the Corvette. I mean, it's Corvette everywhere, so, but you can see he's just unable. He needs to match the times. Did his fastest lap that last lap, a 1:44.064, 7/10 faster than Ari. So is catching, but every time you come around Lesmos, every time you come around the chains, it's dirty air, dirty air, dirty air, and you've just got to hold on. It's a little bit of a train effect here, everyone knows at Monza, and he's got that Red Bull Corvette. Yeah, that is a Red Bull Corvette there of Ari. Just coming on the gap 0.3 as they come down the bridge. No issues about going on the right side of the bridge here. There's no bottling out issue here for these Corvettes. Gap is now 0.2. Now, if he gets a good exit into Ascari and he's slid in, I don't think he is, but he hugs that inside. He's actually made up for it. That bad entry has just allowed him to get a really good exit. So that was a risk reward there, and it's probably paid off for Berger. He's now 0.1. He looks like he might want to make a move here going into the Parabolica. He will go for the send. They're going to go be side by side, but the inside does belong to Berger. But look how much curb he's taking because he's worried where Ari is. So he will lose a bit of time there. They're going to be side by side going up the start-finish straight. Now the inside belongs to Berger. Ari is 0.1 of a second. Does Berger decide he wants to get a bit of side drafting, maybe a bit of slipstream? He's looking like it. He's looking like he's getting as close as he can. But he's not playing chicken. And there you go. Ari realizes he does not have this. And Berger finally gets through and takes P5.
Where one falters. Oh, he did falter. He went onto the gravel trap. That's not what you want to do when you want to counter-attack and gain back 5th position. He went onto the gravel, did Axel. And
what's happened to Connor Pearson? Sorry to interrupt. Connor Pearson is in the pits with a lot of damage. And I mean a lot of damage. What has happened here to Pearson? Pearson was running 6th overall in the LMP1s. And now the back of the car, it's almost limping.
Let's have a look. He was doing fine He was doing fine. I mean, the back of the car still carried the same amount of damage that he'd had before.
Has it? I thought it looks like it's worse. I gotta be brutally honest, it looks worse. But he's come out and done his pit stop, but that looks worse than it was, and it does not look like it's sitting right. Did he hit something? I wonder, but I honestly thought that was a pit stop for damage, but he's come out and decided this wobbly wing's fine. I'm going to stay out. I'm not sure why he decided, though. Okay, he was right on the back of Woonstra. Maybe he was just waiting, but that car does not look right anymore. And somebody's going to come in and say, I don't know how to observe damage. They're probably right. But, yeah, something's not right.
Hold up. Something ain't right. I'll tell you what's not right. Marcus Deck being down in 10th position. He's trying to get back up and trying to catch back to the rear of Victor Gramain. He is slowly doing it, but he needs to pick up the pace if he wants to actually make it back up into 8th position. The gaps are within reach. He only took off a 10th of a second on. He only took a 10th of a second off of Victor Gramain, the car number 35, in that last lap. So he'll need to continue doing that good work. There's a car gone off in Ascari. Who was that? I cannot see, but it seems to have subsided. By the way, LMP1s are setting their pit stops. Daniel Kraft, Marcin Gadzinski, and Dmitry Linev have all pitted. Dmitry, by the way, having to pit for repairs, so he spent twice as long in the pits as Daniel Kraft and Marcin Gadzinski did. So the average pit stop is 28 seconds, and now the LMP1s are really starting to fly in. That is Johnny Gudini, or Gundi, sorry, that's pitting, and he'll take his pit stop. The rest of LMP1 field is staying firmly out.
Just want to see the gap though when Daniel Kraft crosses the line. See how far away he is from Sven Haas. He will cross the line. He is a full 56 seconds. The pipette, that is the LMP2 fuel tank, strikes again. Really a lot there, as Sven Haas is now just extending his lead. And you know, he got held up from Andy Purz, but there's not a lot of GTE that he's got to worry about until he gets around. Maybe, I'd say maybe out of the first chicane, it might be his first challenge of some GTE traffic, unless he decides this is the lappy pit. He's taking a very wide line. I doubt he'd be pitting now. I'll eat my word, because he has decided he's going to hit the pits. Brake, 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 slide, slide. Oh, he holds it. You can tell he was really pushing there and manages to get it in, as does Styx. And I think it indicates everybody in, but Grove pushes for one more. He pushes for one more, and will Salvinson also do this? Interesting, because this is all different pit strategies right now, and three of the top four have come in, but two of them responding. If this was F1, this would be a definite response to where is Daniel Kraft. That is the next question. He's at Ascari. You know what? I think Haas might have the lead here. I gotta be honest. We'll see. Let's see. He's coming down to that backstretch, and Haas is moving. So did Daniel Kraft have to take damage or something? Because this isn't right.
Does Marcus Deck is passing by. Oh no, he's not. Sorry, just a play of the eyes. Daniel Kraft, he's not made it. He's not made it. They pitted at the exact same. No. Daniel Kraft had to spend an extra 5 seconds in the pits, so he's lost the lead.
He's lost the lead. He's now 7.7 seconds behind Haas. He's catching up to Pascal Sticks. He can get P2 back, but it's going to have to be the drive of his life for the next 26.
Nguyen has gone off. He's gone off at the second chicane, and he's gone off right into the path of Sven Haas. This is exactly what happened here. He goes in, and the rear end is already lost as soon as he tries to go in. He didn't hit the wall, thankfully enough, but you know, very close to, as he tries to keep his spirits up. Unfortunately, he will go down the pecking order, I do think, because Sven Haas has pitted, and he's already caught up to the rear end of Tony Nguyen, Sergei Smirnov, and Kim Salveson have yet to pit, and they're pitting now. The pipette has run out on these cars, and it really is.
I love our creation. I love our creation.
Yeah, the
Call it pipette. It's fantastic. Another thing Raidillon TV has patented.
Are you watching this race spot? Call them a pipette. I know you watch this. I know you watch this.
Oliver Dean's extended his lead to Daniel Cruz by 2 seconds now, and is pushing some fast laps. He's done a 1:44.169. I mean, I say he's putting in some fast laps, but Lapchin's only done 5 laps out of 19 laps have been in the 44s. That's how dominant Lapchin's been at the moment.
Johnny Gudini pulls over to the side of the road and tows.
He's got some big damage. He's got some damage to the back of that car.
I did not even see that.
But where that damage is beyond me. In fact, has he had that for a while? No, sure. No, he hasn't. I have no idea where he's got that, but he is in the pits. Would not be surprised if that's a tow, but that's a lot of damage.
It is a tow. Yeah. Oh, crikey! Javier Soto almost hitting Tony Nguyen, who's coming out of the pits. Tony not coming out last, but he is not too far away from me. He's 14th at the moment, and he's got the car number 18 of Hemmingson, looking to see if he can have some fun with him. By the way, James Hall is now in 8th position, so he's lost 2 positions due to pit stops. Kovacic is ahead of him though, so there is still something to play for here. And as I said before, Daniel Kraft has lost the lead, and lost the lead in a big way. Sven Haas has a free track ahead of him, and unfortunately Daniel Kraft will have to settle for battling with Pascal Sticks, the car number 4, having to battle for the car number 3, so that car number 1 can continue racing away. You just see in the distance just how far away Sven Haas is. Another great performance by him to be able to leapfrog essentially due to fuel strategy. And now we have LMP1s in the pits. Connor Pearson still not repairing that damage. His teammate Hugo Valentin is in the pits. He's less than 20 seconds away, but the average pit stop is 14 seconds in the pit stall. Alex Salmon taking an extra little bit, and that extra little bit definitely cost him. He's at the back of the field compared to the rest of the gang. Erwin Woodstrate's open to 8th position. Josh Mills is in 7th, and that is Connor Pearson and Sam Blackwood passing Hugo Valentin, and is Lewis Wood. So Hugo Valentin down in 6th position, and he's actually almost getting a bit ropey with Erwin. I think, yes, that is Erwin Woodstrake getting a bit ropey between the two of them. He doesn't want to lose any more positions than he needs as they come around several groups of traffic. GTEs and LMP2s in the mix as they come through towards the second chicane. Car number 5, that is Oliver Dean, not wanting to become mincemeat here at... Oh dear, I said mincemeat. Oh dear, Italians are gonna protest me. We'll gloss over that, but not wanting to become mincemeat against the group of LMP1s that are charging down their way and absolutely racing their hearts out. Alessio Santos is coming to the pits, by the way. Ishmael Yakubu has not. He's chosen to stay out in LMP1. You want to make sure that your fuel lasts about as long as you can absolutely make it. And the Audis with the turbo diesel being in me tractor.
Or I'll tell you something, my lover. I think you want to know that's the combine harvester behind that tractor. Keep putting on with that, and we keep going with these Audis R18s. They're pretty good tractors for us around the fields. As you see, I'm from the West Country, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to tractors. And these Audi R18s are doing fantastic. I'll tell you right now, as we keep going here, Hugo Valentin, he's trying to make a move right now on Lewis Woods, and I'll keep away and I'll go back to my normal voices, but I am from the West Country. Bookmark there between Valentin and Woods. That's Lapchin, who just continues to slice and dice through the field. Valentin lost about 2 tenths there. He's got Josh Mills behind him. He has to get to around Smirnoff now. Has to get around Smirnoff before the corner if he wants to keep up with Woods. A gap in 0.5 of a second. He does, and wow, he goes really aggressive. He almost caught up to Woods there. That was how aggressive he was. Now, just keeping an eye on Jacobu. He does pit. Now, the gap between Jacobu and Centones was what? 7 seconds? Centones definitely spent the minimum amount of time he wanted in the pits, and in fact, he's coming around Ascari right now. That's definitely his P2. It will all just come down to the Pearson ones, you know. But this Pearson one, we'll wait and see. But by the way, you want to talk about some other battles? Daniel Kraft is now back up in a battle for P2 with Pascal Stix. Coming up to the start finish rate, the gap is 0.1 of a second. Trying to make a move right now. Would he go for a late dive? I don't know, but with 20 minutes left, he's got to start thinking about this. He decides to pull back and go slow in. Wow, pulled off very far back there, actually, but still keeps up. Only loses about 3 tenths there, but look at the exit. It's stronger. He took a lot more of that curb, and you can in these LMP2s, and it's stronger. He does lose those 2 tenths and being slower, and maybe that might cost him, but the speed gain, he might actually go side by side, and Stix realizes it. He makes that car wide by putting in another of the track, and Kraft again stops, has to reset, thinks about it, may get a slowdown there. No, he does not. Keeps it safe for the second chicane, but he is taking these corners with so much more confidence compared to Pascal Stix, and it's only a matter of when, not if. Got that wrong. How did I get that wrong?
Erwin Woodstra, he's made it into 7th position. Josh Mills losing a position to himself. Oh, looking to see if he can get on the ins. Oh no, Erwin Woodstra is having to use the runoff.
Oh no, he's contacted! Contact! It's a triple kill there! The triple kill from Woodstra! He goes off, and with no reason, he gets rear-ended from Valentin and collides with the LMP2 of Kovacic. And I have no idea what happened. That is what?
Erwin Woodstra having to use the runoff. Oh!
But look at it. Why? Because there is no need to keep that speed up. You have to have a slowdown there. I'm pretty sure of it. And Erwin just going really aggressive. Surely there has to be a slowdown there. And it's not Valentin's fault. Valentin is just going around the LMP2. Nothing he can do. And I'm watching Kovacic, by the way. He's about to lose P8 to Hull. Hull goes up to P7, but watch it again from the nose. So like a missile. And with the slow-mo, look at it. It is like a missile. Where do you go?
Ooh.
But by the time he's even starting to go there, Valentin has made his move to go around. There was no need to keep your foot down on that move, Owen. I'm sorry. No need to keep the foot down.
And Hugo Valentin is also in the pits now, repairing some damage. And he'll have a lengthy stay in the pits. Unfortunately, that was a very bad hit that he got. Josh Mills up into 6th position due to the 2 of 26 and 31 cars having that incident. Daniel Cruz is also in the pits. But I think
we need to keep an eye on this battle for P2 and the LMP2. Sorry, it is got down to 0.2 of a second coming around the Parabolica, which means there is the straight start-finish straight. And I'm pretty sure Daniel Kraft might have this now. It's going to be very interesting to see what he does. The gap is now 0.2. I think he was faster once again. What was the time splits there? 36.7, 36.2 in Kraft's favor. But again, he decides not to make the move. Every time, if this was me, maybe this is because I'm inexperienced and I'm not a good driver, I'd be going up side by side and trying to make that move into the first chicane. But Daniel doesn't want to do it. He's waiting. and he wants to keep it. By the way, Ari has retired. Wunstra has retired. And look at this through the Curva Grande. Kraft has it right now. There's the overlap. This might be what he's waiting for. Sticks knows it. He yields before they even get to the braking. That is Sticks wanting to keep this line, because we have seen it before earlier in the season when we've seen Monza. You try and defend on the inside of the second chicane, you are going to lose. We saw a lot in the GT3 series, the RSR World Series. We saw a lot of cars defending into the second chicane by taking the inside line, and it compromised them. It compromised them so much that the car attacking them that took the normal racing line was able to go by them by Lesmo 1. So Kraft goes for the P2, but they're 8 seconds behind. He's just going to have to deal with a battle here between Sticks. Haas is just gone. It's too far away for him.
Absolutely. Good work by Daniel Kraft on making that move. As he said, we had no idea why he wasn't making it. But now I think I can explain. If you make the move into the first chicane, you are compromised for the second in these LMP2s, I would assume. So he made an absolute textbook move on just waited and bided his time. Patience is key around here. If you're patient, you'll get some positions, I'm sure of it. And Daniel Kraft is proving that right now, as he's comfortably ahead of Pascal Sticks going into the first chicane. Pascal Sticks having to take a little bit more than he thought he could. And I think Hugo Valentin has towed. Or no, might just be...
No, he has towed. He has towed. He has towed and he's done. He's retired.
He's done.
Yeah, he is done now. Was that from the damage earlier on? We'll wait and see. He misses the first chicane. Oh, he went off. He went off at the second chicane. Took too much speed. Went over the sausages, yeah. And look at the back. Back just went... I've never seen the back of that fly up like that. Not on its own. Just amazing. Timo Hayden, good evening. Caught the broadcast of the 22 race. I'm afraid not. Every Friday, 1900 GMT is the ILMS series. Don't forget, this is prime time Friday. After us is the IMSA race at Jules Villeneuve, but with 14 minutes remaining, we've got a battle on our hand around here. Lewis Woods battling with Connor Pearson, and then Sam Blackwood is way ahead of them, so forget about that. In the GTE, yeah, let's talk about the GTE quickly. Lapchin is just way ahead, and Cruz is now in a battle with Brobble. Other battles around, but it's all pretty spread out in the moment. In the GTEs, the LMP2s, that's what I wanted to talk about originally. That's looking pretty good. Daniel Kraft is defending on Pascal Sticks for second and third, and there is a little battle at the back. That is James Hall battling Victor Gunamain and Kovacic. He's still looking in, but he's a second and a half behind.
Don't forget about the GTEs. There's no battles going on there, but Didier Brobel is looking at the rear end of Daniel Cruz. We will cut to that once we get them closer together by about a 0.2 of a second. It's looking like that in terms of... Oh no, it's not. Brobel is falling off the back of Daniel Cruz. He was slower on that last lap. And we look to see... Sorry, my English boxes. Ooh.
You okay there, Mr.
Oh
Irishman?
no! Marcin Gadzinski has been spun around by the car number 20. No, that was the... No. The car...
Gadzinski spun?
Yeah.
Nurgen, yeah. And then hit him again to get him straight back. What a nice car. Now Nurgen is gone off. Did he have steering damage? He did. There was steering damage. I think not. Yeah. Got to be some sort of steering damage, because that car did not want to turn. Oh wow, that car did not want to turn at all. And I have seen this before. I saw this before with one of the geodetic drivers. I think it was...
Oh! Yeah, he's actually turning the wheel right, but the car doesn't want to turn.
That knock. You know, I was saying that knock when I was saying he righted here. That knock did the suspension. Wasn't the knock on the back, it was the knock at the front. And it didn't even look like he hit the wheel. He hit the nose on my screen. But that was enough to say...
We've got a blown engine in LMP2. That is... No! Weinberg has blown his engine. He's fallen down.
Wow, and you can see it. Sending smoke signals through Ascari, and you can see it. Just watch this. Noah Pope has not been elected because that is a grey cloud. Oh my word! Wow! And that is Weinberg setting the world record for the biggest jump in an LMP2 car. Wow! Look at this.
Boing! Oh no! Let's
Just
have a look
good
at
old boys.
Just so you can see the gearbox, and let's actually go into his cockpit.
I'm sorry, Ryan, I had to allow that, but I think that is the best words for this moment. Wow.
And he saw the oh my goodness gracious.
And Weinberg's engine has gone pop in the pits, by the way. Wow, it is all happening right now on Raidillon TV. 10 minutes remaining. Josh Mills in the LMP1. They'll just keep you up, just going down the order just to tell you of any key battles, and we'll go to them when we need to. Pearson and Mills battling a second between them. Meanwhile, in the LMP2s, Kraft has extended his lead, as you can see on the board. Germain now in a battle with Hall, and he's got Smirnoff right behind him. And again, the GTEs are so far apart at the moment. Brobham and Cruz is the only close battle we've got at the moment, and that's only 1.2 seconds. So that's your close battle alert at the moment, and you see the class leaders. By the way, a shout out once again to the top gainer at this race, James Hall, back up to 6th position, 12 places made. And I don't think any other class is going to do that because there's only 7 cars alive left in the LMP1s, and there wasn't even 12 cars in the GTE. So,
oh no,
well, there's 11.
No, James Hall spun. All the positions
I jinxed him.
You've done it now. We're gonna get absolutely bananas. What happened? Oh, the rear.
Really aggressive.
The rear just sort of said no. Look at this. He comes into the first chicane, and then the rear just says, "No, not having it." Nope.
That's
Look,
a weird
he
move.
lost it.
I tell you
He
what
lost it way before. He just lost it. The rear just kicked out.
I think, and I have done this myself, I think he was braking a bit too late and realised that he wasn't going to make the corner and started turning while the car still had a lot of, the back wheels still had a lot of momentum. I think that's what caused it. That's what I would say. I have seen that myself, but he's gone down to P10. So, yeah, he was the biggest gainer, and now he still is, but yeah, he's now P10. So, I've jinxed him. Unfortunately, I've jinxed him. I can't believe I've done that.
And now the Jaguar. Oh, the Jaguar car is getting overtaken. That is Sergei Smirnov overtaking Victor Germain, coming up to Parabolica, but that is not the move that you want to have, because look at the amount of slipstream he's going to have coming up towards the first chicane. It is Weeb Livery versus Jaguar. I have never said that. I've never said that before, but now I have. Coming into the first chicane side by side. The car to 35. Oh, he's gone too hard. Yeah.
Yeah, he cooked it. He cooked it. And you were saying we were saying when we watched Daniel Kraft and Pascal Sticks, and you explained it very well. Actually, I felt why you were not trying to make the move into the first chicane. That's why Smirnov just showed the danger. And unfortunately, Smirnov has let the Jaguar through. That's words I never thought I'd be saying on iRacing or on Raidillon TV. But Smirnov is trying to fight back. Does have that slipstream of Remain in front of him. And Smirnov was faster by almost a second last lap. So expect him to try and pull this off. So where are we looking at the moment in terms of times? 7:35 left. We're on lap 35 overall. And it's going to be 40 laps around here. Sent home to the 5-second lead, by the way, over Yakubu, as you can see. But regardless, this battle here is really looking good, actually, between Smirnov and Germain. Gap is now 0.4, so you can tell that Sergei really has the time on his hand, really has the speed on his hand, more like. Will come out of Ascari, 0.4. It's not a question of will he do it in the first chicane. He knows what happens. It's more of a question of can he set himself up for the run down to the second chicane. That's where he'll get this position back if he wants P6.
A battle for LMP1. It is OCM. Ground control to OCM. Don't bin it. As they come up to Ascari, it's Lewis Woods at the head of the pack. Connor Pearson in the middle and Josh Mills in the behind. Alex Salmon is 9 seconds behind Josh Mills, so he's not in the contention of this at the moment. 6 minutes to go. Goodness gracious. 4 laps remaining, and that is Connor Pearson looking in the inside of Lewis Woods. Lewis Woods holding his line. He's not going to let anything phase him as he comes up against an LMB2 and goes by. The boost strat has begun. And, well, the slipstream battle has begun.
It's a sea of OCMs. And it's a sea of OCMs as Lewis Woods lets Pearson by. And Pearson has to make sure he doesn't cook it. Great little weaving there. Woods thought he could do that to get away from Pearson. Maybe set himself up, but he let it by. They're squeezing through a narrow path right now, and they do get by. What does Woods have in the tank for Pearson? Pearson goes to the inside. Woods goes to the outside. Inside is not a favourable move here for the LMP1. There is a GTE in front, though. And Woods has gone a little bit wide. He's allowed Pearson to get by. And now Mills is compromised. Mills might want to make a move. Decides against it. Oh, he does actually. Look at it. Trying to force the issue. He cannot. GTE for the net code, I beg your pardon. That was nowhere need for net code there from iRacing. But Woods get by the GTE, as does Mills. They've lost half a second over Pearson, but excuse me, iRacing, we need a word. What can Mills do? Will he set up for the move? He does not. It's all getting very spicy for 3rd, 4th, and 5th in the LMP1s, and it's civil war in OCM. They won't like me saying that, but it's all good for drama. I think I've stunned Rob. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Rob is definitely spun. We are still seeing this battle right now on screen for the OCMs. Woods, Mills, and then Pearson's way ahead at the moment. Let's see the times that they cross the line. Pearson at 31.5. Woods a 32.4. Mills a 32.3. And you can see Mills is just catching. He's not going to make the issue. He's not going to make it here. Trying to force it wide, and Woods had to take the exit. Woods has to take the exit. Yeah. And that's a slowdown as well. And that should be Mills. Or is it?
This is Lewis Woods. Ooh, bounce. Bounce. And that's not going to do well for his floor.
And as you were watching that replay, Mills has taken P4 away from Woods. And now he is on the very late charge to find a 2.5 seconds over Connor Pearson. And let's be honest, Pearson with that damage at the back's not really affected him, but if Mills has a strong working car, and we know what Josh is like when he comes around traffic, he might want a shot at this P3. I'm just saying. They are going for it, and in fact, that is Pearson getting by a GTE and an LMP2 as Mills gets held up from Daniel Cruz, losing more time to Pearson and allowing Woods to just go sayonara. Woods has gone right by him, and they're side by side, but the pick moves on. The pick moves on, and look at Mills. He leaves the space for Woods. I have never seen that. He let these teammates, while they are battling tooth and nail, Woods got the space left for Mills. Mills did not throw a pick. I can't believe I'm saying that right now. Still, going up the straight, we've got 2 more laps left at 3 minutes. Woods takes to the inside, Mills takes to the outside. Late braking there for Mills. Has he cooked it? He has not. He gets that P4 back. But as these two are battling, Pearson is gone. 2 seconds ahead now. After what? 2 laps ago, they were literally all together in less than half a second. Yeah, Pearson's got P3 locked right now.
We do have LMP2 to contend with, though. Marcus Deck is up into 8th position, chasing down Sergei Smirnov, who himself is chasing down Victor Gremain. Gremain taking back the position in the Jag. Delara at P217.
Sorry, I love that.
I mean, do you ever see a Jag?
Yeah. What was the comedian? What was the comedian? Oh, the guy that we sweating on stage.
Lee Evans.
Lee Evans. Hi, I drive a Jag.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you ever just go out with a Jag driver and just be like, awfully sorry, bit of an issue with the wallet. Could you just pay for this bill while I go and warm up the Jag?
Anyway, these battles still heating up, by the way. And in a minute, they're going to be caught on by Mills and Woods. Mills is just still fighting. Just like for some unknown reason, really wide right for basically no reason whatsoever. They're going to get held up in a minute by Lapchin. In fact, look at that line. Woods compromised by Mills at exit. They're going to be held up in a minute. The GT Lapchin, no problems. Now, you were saying, we were showing that Smirnoff was there. Remain Smirnoff, Deck. There's a second between the three of them. As they're about to hit, well, they've got a lap after this by the looks of it. That's going to be a close battle, but I'm still enthralled at how these OCM boys are just going hell-bent for leather at the moment. And Mills again taking a wide line for Lesmo 1.
Absolutely, helter-skelter, yeah. Like they're giving no inch, and we have essentially two battles. GTEs really have pulled away, so there's no real battles right now. There's a battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th. James Hall, by the way, he fell down in 10th. No! Well, I mean...
He had that spin, remember?
Yeah, we had the spin. Well, I mean...
Soto's right behind him. Soto's right behind him. Soto is right behind him. And by the way, the white flag has been taken from Centones. Haven't talked a lot about him. Soto looks like he's going to be taking P10 away from Hall, and he does. How about these battles elsewhere, though? Mills and Wood about to catch up to these two we were just talking about. They're going side by side, and Mills has to decide, I want to get by. Gets by just in time as Soto decides, I want the slipstream. But now, Mills wanted to block Woods onto the final lap. He could not. They're going hell-bent right now, as Rob was saying. Side by side into the first chicane. There's an LMP2 right there, though. Who gets it? Woods decides, I don't want to make this move. And Soto spun. Soto has spun. Now, was that because he was hitting the brakes too much? Or did he get turned? Oh, he got turned at the back. He got turned at the back. How's that? How's the other LMP2 battle going, by the way? Germain has pulled a little bit away from Smirnoff. Smirnoff has to battle Deck at the moment. From Lesmo 1, no line for Deck, and he goes wide. And he's losing. Wow, he's having to make major correction to that car to hold on to it, and he's losing even more time. As Centones is coming down the back straight, the final straight, with just the Parabolica to go. He already knows, and he's starting his victory weave now. Around the Parabolica he goes. Takes it wide. In fact, it's just to celebrate. He's celebrating. He's celebrating before he's even crossed the line, because he knows we're going to show him on the screen. And Sensio Centones will take victory at Monza.
Started first, led first, and just overall just went and just put a number on the rest of the field. Ishmael Yakubu doing a very well-deserved second place. Lewis Woods, will he have enough boost to make it to... Can he boost enough? No.
Look at Mills. Look at Mills. All the boost there saved up from Mills. Brilliant move. And we've got to just look where Sven Hasse is coming around Ascari. So he will take the win for the LMP1s after that late pit stop there. Deck, by the way, took P8. Remain. We've got P6, and Smirnoff did get his P7 in the GTEs. Here comes Lapchin. Here comes Lapchin. What a dominant performance from Lapchin, from Yannick Lapchin. He set the second fastest lap around here. Was doing nothing but 43s practically all race. In fact, a quarter of his 35 laps were not 43s. They were 44s. That's it. His slowest time was a pit stop. It was literally his two slowest times was a 150 his pit in and a 128 his pit out, not including the first lap. That is dominance from Lapchin. Oliver Dean does take P2, and Daniel Cruz will come around to take P3.
And we can then go ahead and look at the race results. So, that was the great drive by Alessio Centones, who put his car into P1 with Ishmael Yakubu only just under 4.5 seconds behind. And then we get into Connor Pearson and then Josh Mills. So OCM 3, 4, 5, 6 in LMP1, which is a good result for those guys. And then we get into 7th position, and the final finisher, Sam Blackwood, fortunately just got shuffled out of it really at the end there. And then we go to Sven Haas, a very well raced race from him. And then Daniel Kraft coming into second, Stix third, Grove fourth, Sylvesson fifth, Gremain sixth, seventh is Smirnov, eighth is Deck, Kovarchik is ninth, Hall 10th, Soto 11th, Hemmingson 12th, Gadzinski 13th, Lenev 14th, Iotti 15th, and in GTE, Lapchin again with that very big dominating race that he had of just lap after lap was great from him. Oliver Dean in second, Daniel Cruz in third, Brobel in fourth, in fifth was Berger, sixth was the car 32, Pereira in seventh, eighth is Osthoff, ninth was Alper and Pers in 10th. And then the casualties was Weinberg had an engine blown after he went to space. Valentin in LMP1 unfortunately just went off the track and just damaged the floor and wasn't able to continue racing. Nguyen, we saw
he got caught up, didn't he, by Woenstra?
Yeah. Woenstra got absolutely sent to the moon. Ira also crashed out. We did not see what happened to him. Guindy retired, and Line, we saw what happened to him very early on. He had an incident that forced him to retire.
Yeah, now let's just go over a few of the big names. I always like to talk about the big gainers in this race. I mean, not many happening in the GTE. It's a very quiet race there, let's be brutally honest. James Hall was 12 places up at one stage, but he made up 8 overall, so a good recovery drive. Let's talk about Smirnov, Gremain, Salverson, all made up 6 spots. They basically went through the field together to finish 5th, 6th, and 7th. We know about the LMP ones as well. Again, not much to talk about there, apart from Josh Mills taking 4 places. Started 8th and came back to 4th. And, okay, 3 cars did crash, so you could say he only made up net 1. But he still had to get there, and he got there pretty much overtaking a couple of them. So it was not just a battle of overtaking due to crashes. But my driver of the day, Rob, and I'll say it right now, I mean, Yannick Lapchin, like, what a drive! Seriously,
yeah.
What a drive!
I would agree with that as well.
I've lost the words. He sets the second fastest lap in a GT. And let me tell you something. As I was looking at these fastest laps in a race this week at Monza, I looked at the fastest time. The fastest time was Jet Palmer at 1:43.034. Then Tobias Martinez at 1:43.263. So almost 0.2 of a second difference between the first and second fastest times in a GTE this week. And Lapshin's literally put himself in the middle. It is literally 1/10 and 4,000th of a second slower than the fastest time. But Palmer's time was almost unbeatable, and Lapchin came close to beating it. So just one drive, like I said, I don't even think it was a quarter, but there was a handful of times that weren't 1:43s. It was consistent, it was dominance, and didn't even have to worry about any other car going around him. Just what a drive.
So, Yannick Lapchin is the Raidillon TV driver of the day for his absolute dominance. A few names to pick out would definitely be...
Well, I mentioned them, didn't I? Salverson, Gremain, Smirnov making up 6 places, Hall making up 8 places, and other drives as well, the 4 places from Mills, and not really a lot happening in the GTEs, with no offense to them. The very good battle there from the GTEs.
And well done, guys, on a great race. We were thoroughly entertained up here in the booth. But, of course, all good things have to come to an end. Craig, take us with the shilling.
Here we go. I love this bit. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for watching. If you have not hit that subscribe button, I mean, there's a few of you that haven't hit that subscribe button. If you could hit that subscribe button, please. I'm not demanding, I'm just asking. Thank you very much. It will help us. The YouTube algorithms, of course. Hit that like button. And if you have enjoyed this, underneath the video, we do have a link to our Discord, which if you'd like to join us, we're trying to make a small little community there, and we'll let you know when we go live. Also, trackcams22.com. Thank you very much once again for these fantastic camera angles. And really does help, even if when you're going down the start-finish straight, you just see trees. it's just fantastic to see. Our social media pages, Raidillon TV, that's at Facebook, that's at YouTube, that's at Twitch, that's at Instagram, that's at Twitter. The only thing that isn't is LinkedIn. And I don't know, probably Mixer and MySpace.
Well, Mixer's
you
dead.
Get the idea.
Mixer's dead.
Yeah, Mixer's dead. Anyway, Mixer's dead. But if you do have any spare pennies as well, please, we would love any small pennies. We're not demanding. We're not.
Hey, sir, have some more.
We're not Oliver Twist, but please, anything that you would appreciate it, even if it is just $1.
What's the link? What's the link to
little helps us,
the IMSA race today?
I have no idea. It's on the iRacing Esports Network, is it not?
I'm not sure. Did they move it?
I will say, they might have. But I will say, ladies and gentlemen, as we always say, this is. I called it Fantastic Friday, and it is on race. It is at Race Spot.
It's at Montreal. I forgot. It is at Montreal.
It is at Montreal, but I will say, I called it Fantastic Friday. This is what I've come up with: Prime Time Friday. We kick off the night with ILMS. They finished the night with IMSA at Gilles Villeneuve. There's the link. If anyone asks where you've come from, just tell them Raidillon TV has sent you. But I've done all the shilling I can do. All that's left to say is, this is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need.